Hey guys, Veebat here with another V-Plays, and we're going to be looking at a replay submitted by SgtSchlautter and his Yak-7 M-82. This is a Tier 5 premium aircraft that was only available as a result of completing a series of missions that were available around Christmas time this year. And the Yak-7 M-82 is going to be a little bit of a different take on your standard Yak-7 multi-role. The standard Yak-7 multi-role from the normal tech tree actually features a very large hub cannon, while this airframe has two 20mm cannons as well as a single 50 cal machine gun mounted in the cowling. Now the reason that this is the M82 is because that is referring to the engine that is equipped on this airframe, but they were in very short supply but high demand, so as a result that's not what we see in game. We see a standard V style engine, while this is going to be a radial engine. Now SgtSchluatter's taking this straight to the middle because there's two garrisons, and even though he is a multi-role, he's a multi-role in name alone. He may have some air-to-ground ordnance, but it's not that much to write home about. But he is going to try and flip this zone as soon as possible, because if he can control this site, then that's kind of a central spawn location for all of his bots to go out and try and capture the garrisons. Now, he is focusing down the player-controlled aircraft right at the beginning of this match. He immediately took out the human-controlled BF-110E, and now he's going on to the 109E, which is also a very capable airframe and could easily cause some serious trouble for Schlautter in the central location, especially since it is a specialized platform. Now the 220s are going to be more than enough to be able to get some decent damage output, and then the 50 cal gives you that added potential of getting a fire lit on the enemy aircraft. Now these air-to-ground rockets, I like to use those a lot for just seeing if I might be able to get a rocketeer from time to time, but they also can be used to take out what's left of a defensive site. Now here he is shooting down the standard Yak-7, and the standard Yak-7 is going to have decent maneuverability, but that hub gun kind of changes the way that that aircraft flies, because it's more of a sniper than it is a true dogfighter. But you're going to find yourself using a Yak-7 M82 much in a maneuvering fight, which is what we're seeing right here. Now the 109E looks like they're coming back for a little bit of vengeance, but they are coming in here alone, so they're going to have to go up against all the bots as well as any of the friendly aircraft Schlautter has here as well. So he's getting some good hits in a brushing pass, but no matter how hard this BF-109E tries, we're seeing some throttle modulation coming from Schlautter, and he was actually able to turn that fire off when he got lit on fire because he's running the firefighting skill, which means he just needs to do a slight roll and it is able to put that fire out. Now right there, Schlautter actually took the maneuver out of plane. They've been kind of going in this flat circle for a long time, but you'll see Schlautter started to change the dynamic. He changed the angle and got him into a vertical fight. And the delay in reaction from the enemy 109E allowed him to be able to turn the advantage. Now he is giving chase to this lag 3. He did put some aircraft behind him, but fortunately for him, one of them looks like they broke off. And as long as Schlautter can keep this up, he can maintain a foothold on this position, he should be able to control the rhythm of the rest of the battle. And in typical fashion, we're going to find that the enemy is going to keep coming back to the central zone to try and capture. Now here we see Takashi Virgin. He is going to be going towards the enemy garrison location, and guess where he spawned? He spawned out of the central zone, which gave him a good spawn location despite getting shot down there, and allows him to be able to kind of go towards that next garrison, which is exactly why the central site in this instance is going to be pivotal to victory. Because if you don't have an offensive site or a mine that can give you some good credit earning potential, or I should say victory point earning potential, then you might as well give your ground attackers a good head start on the enemy, because every time they're killed, they have to come all the way back from spawn. And at this tier, if you've ever flown any of the ground attackers or bombers at tier 5, you'll know that they're incredibly slow and you feel like you're struggling to get to where you need to be in the battlefield. Again, the Yak-7 taking out his distant cousin, knocked him out, picked up the Guardian medal. We're already at 11,000 points. I've kind of lost tally on the number of aircraft he's taken out. Now, sure, he died, but that happens, and it's expected. Now, the enemy has picked up another 2 zones, and it may seem like that's a bad thing, but as long as he can maintain this site, he won't get air supremacy against his team. And he should be able to have his team at least capture one of the other sites. Now, he's just picked up Wing Legend. We're not even at the halfway point of the battle if you're looking at the victory tokens right there. And he has managed to destroy another aircraft in the zone, giving him a little bit more time. And he does have a lot of enemy aircraft that have already spawned. And even if they're just bots, they've probably already aggroed onto the closest aircraft. So he is calling for a little bit of help there, which is going to put an aircraft in between him and the enemy, hopefully. But he would like to take out this 129 Bravo, because the worst thing to happen is you're getting into a good dogfight up at altitude, and then the site flips because you ignored these 2 ground attackers, which were making just enough capture points to be able to snag victory from your team. So lots of multi-rolls. This aircraft really excels at taking out its brother in multi-rolls. A lag 3-4 is going to be another premium aircraft with some, or is that a non-premium, but it's going to be coming off of the Levechkin line. It's already locked up the Lambert. He's got 19,500 personal points already. They are getting to Squall line, but we're probably at 2/3 of the battle complete right now, and that's why it was a little bit of a benefit that he didn't get all the zones right at the beginning of the match, because it gave him a lot of time to be able to get a lot of kills. And the enemy was just feeding him by heading into the center over and over and over again. Now, we didn't see a lot of the human players for a decent period of time here, but again, Schlautter isn't fighting alone, so he does have Takashi Virgin and the ground attack aircraft at the very least. In fact, I can hit tab here. Yep, and then I can't see is Alistar is another human or not, but he should have 3 humans if I'm not mistaken. No, it's only 2. It's only 2 because he's got Airmutt in the 109 and SOS. Now, he just picked up Ace by killing Airmutt yet again, and now since it is Squall line, Airmutt is not coming back, so a very dangerous threat is gone, but it looks like the battle's just about over. He's at 23,700. He got a few more hits in here. He tried to get that Rocketeer, it just didn't quite connect, and here we have an example of a stellar battle, racking up 24,750 personal points. An Ace, as well as a Lambert, a Wing Legend, and what a beautiful battle. Thanks for sending this in, Schlautter. And for those of you who are wondering why the guns weren't lining up with the aircraft exactly right, not because there's anything wrong with Schlautter's aircraft or the way that his computer's rendering the video. That's just the way the replay system works, unfortunately. We are hoping that they eventually fix that. It'll make things a little bit more seamless and you guys can see the proper lead a little bit better. That's one of the reasons I kind of favor doing my own recordings, but this was just too much to pass up. It was a really stellar battle on his part and showcased how powerful a tier 5 multi-role can be, even if it has been kind of labeled as an underperforming aircraft. It was a gift aircraft, but a lot of people weren't super happy with it, although sometimes you got somebody like Schlautter who's able to tease out those little details and those nuggets of capability that are hidden inside of these airframes. Now, another thing to note here is that he is not specialized either, so he was going up against a specialized aircraft that could easily have taken him out if they were using their boom and zoom to their advantage, but Schlautter was still able to get that victory. So hats off to you, man. Great battle, and thanks for sending this one in. And for the rest of you guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, I'll check you on the next one.